Hey guys, it's James, otherwise known as James XDM on Twitch and YouTube, and today we will be covering the May 10th update. In this update, we will be receiving a 1340 Power Pass, a 1460 Hyper Express event, as well as the new class Slayer. Now, this video will cover honing and how much of each mat you will need on top of the 1460 Hyper Express event to reach important eye level breakpoints, ranging all the way from 1460, which would get you into Vicus Hard, all the way up to 1560, which is Brel 5-6. Now, let's get into it. So a quick side note, if you would like to skip all of the explanation, I did make a spreadsheet that contains pretty much everything you'll need to know in terms of materials and honing costs to reach certain eye level breakpoints. The link to that will be in the description. Okay, so let's start by looking at exactly what we'll be getting from the 1460 Hyper Express event. And what you need to focus on here are just the materials and specifically the totals. So we find out how many shards, crystals, leaf stones, fusions, silver, and gold we will be getting up until 1460. And then the final rewards will also be calculated in for any eye level beyond 1460. Specifically, the silver, the gold, leaves, fusions, and shards. Now, I have left out both the books and the pouches from my spreadsheet calculations. One, for simplicity's sake, and two, because of these pouches specifically. We don't know if these pouches are going to be exactly the same as what they got. We also don't know if these pouches will be what we currently have in our version or if it'll be changed. And I figured they were insignificant enough to just leave off the table. So this is the spreadsheet that I made. And the first thing that you'll notice is I have the Hyper Express event mats in the top left and the final rewards to the right separated. That's because these materials in the top left you will obtain as you are reaching 1460, whereas the final rewards are not usable until after. And that's important because if you come down to item level, this entire section is calculated under the assumption that you are going directly from 1340 straight to your selected item level. So 1460 section would be 1340 straight to 1460, which means that these are the only mats that you can use in the calculation. Whereas if you were to go from 1340 to 1475, you would calculate in all of these mats. And to make it even more clear, on the right, I also included the max roll section. This section just shows you the specific amount of materials you would need between the intervals. So the first one is showing you 1340 to 1460. But the second one is showing you from 1460 to 1475, so on and so forth, 1475 to 1490, 1490 to 1520, and for you absolute mad lads, swipers, giga whales, whatever you want to call yourselves, 1340 straight to 1562.5 on week 1. Now it's 62.5 because with Argos gear, you actually cannot get to exactly 1560. But I don't think that matters to you if you're going this high. As well, I included a note section right there. This is one, useful for the people that didn't feel like sitting through the explanation of the chart, as well as useful for anyone that did watch the video and might have forgotten something or might be a little bit confused about how anything works within it. With all that being said, what are my personal recommendations for each item level, as well as what am I going to personally do? So my first one is, if you just are making a Lopang slave, use the 1340 Power Pass and just sit the character there. You don't get any more silver for pushing it higher. Use the Express event on a different character, on whatever you choose to. Now, what most of you guys will probably do, however, is go to 1460, right? It makes the most sense. You get to finish out your Hyper Express. It's a free character at that item level, as well as it lets you farm hard Volton and hard Vicus, get your relic pieces, get your relic set. Now, what I will personally be doing is pushing my Slayer, yes, I'm making a Slayer, to 1475 week 1. Now, the reason I'm doing this is, first of all, it's not that much more expensive than going just to 1460. as well as 1475 lets me farm both my Voltons and Vicus for the relic pieces, as well as level 2 set. I'm doing that mostly because I'm not sure if I want to put Slayer into my rotation, but just in case I do, I wasn't wasting any time. Now, for the people that want to push Slayer into their main 6, you have 1490. This is exactly where I recommend you sit this character. Farm your Voltons, farm your Vicuses, and actually skip Clown for the first couple weeks, and then you pick it up later. And you get to start your Brel pieces. These Brel pieces, as you convert them, will naturally push you towards 1520. And once you are 1520 with Brel pieces, then you can start honing it up and eventually rotating it in. Now, if you're going straight to 1520, you want your 1 to 6 week 1. You want to just put this character into main 6. You don't care about test driving it. You must have been saving for a really long time, because this is expensive. You are up fronting on average 246,000 gold, 35 mil silver. I don't even want to look at the rest of the mats because it's so much. I hope you hit on really low artisan. And if you are honing directly from 1340 to 1562, all of this information is irrelevant to you. You don't care. You are swiping. You are doing whatever it takes to make this character god. Alright, so that is all for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Tune in to James XDM on Twitch. I will be making a Slayer on the May 10th update. Hopefully you guys can come watch and experience the journey with me. Let me know down in the comments what class you are going to be making and at what item level you plan on sitting it. And I hope this was really helpful for you guys. I'll see you guys later.